Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm Stacy and today we are going to do a flip of the loose body of work that I have done this year. This is like I'm pretty sure this is the most artwork that I've done in a whole year ever, not counting sketchbooks, which if you watch my sketchbook flip video, you guys have seen part of all this. A lot of these are small loose pieces, so we're going to go through those first, but before we start on this pile, I have a few large pieces throughout the house that are hung up and framed. We're going to look at those first and then come sit down and go through this, and it's going to be a fairly quick, no nonsense kind of flip video. So 1 second, I'm going to turn the camera, or get the camera sorted and show you those pieces first. Okay, hanging on the wall behind my chair are all these pieces, not of course counting the calendar, which were all done last year, except for the bunny. He's a he's an art box one from a couple of years ago. I just really like him. But I have my deer piece that I did that I love, and these two pieces that I did in two different colorways. This one first and this one second. This one, I don't know, because I really wanted to do a natural kind of color scheme, and then this one because all these colors popped in my head while I was doing that one. So I did them both ways, which I don't normally do. This one's my favorite. And then I have Moon Bear over here, ink and colored pencil and watercolor. I love this piece so much. It's glaring a bit from the lights, but I do love this piece. All the textures. And then this was a Palette Packs box video. I love my rainbow hot air balloon. I did not mean to make a rainbow hot air balloon, but when I got out and done, I loved it. And then one of my art boxes had oil paint in it, and I loved the oil paint, so that's hanging on the wall to remind me how much fun I had. And then this is the pile we're going to go through. And then over here, I have my large turtle piece, which is all watercolor on the turtle, and then the background is a watercolor wash with pastel over the top, and I love how it turned out. It feels very 3D to me, and the colors are very rich. And then she's not done, but she is well on her way. The lighting's not that great over here. Hold on, try again. This is a very large piece on my wall. She's 4 feet by 4 and a little bit, and I have done all of the background in watercolor, and she is colored pencil. It's just not doing her justice at all. Colored pencil, and this is most of me making her is on a YouTube video. This is all colored pencil work all the way down. And my phone's just not going to do her justice. At any rate, I am working on her still. I have many more elements to put in. She's my Big Mermaid piece from last year. And then, this is the big piece that I did on black paper with ink. And, yeah, just not going to get a good shot of it. It's ink and pastel. And I'm sorry, I can't help the reflections. There we go. You see my curtains in the background there on the black part? But I love all the colors on this one. At any rate, it's one of my favorite pieces. I framed it and hung it on the wall because I couldn't get rid of it or sell it or give it away. So that's that guy. So I think that's all I have to say about that. And we'll go back to the desk. Okay, that is I'm readjusting my light. Sorry for the noise. A few pieces that are scattered throughout the house. Now we can get down to flipping through all this stuff. We have, yeah, these I did early in the year. I'm gonna do like I did last time. Scooch these over here so that I have room, my water out of the way, to show you guys what's going on. I can zoom in on these guys. There we go. These are Ink and Neocolor 2 over the top. I love the Neocolor 2 crayons so much. I did not video any of these. These I did while I was experimenting with ink and the Neocolors while sitting watching TV on cards. I sketched out all the... I do it a lot. I'll prep a background and then do a sketch over the top of it in light and pencil and then set them aside for later coloring in. But yeah, I really, and I put some metallic on this one. Well, the background was all metallic and I drew the bird and the branches and stuff around it. And put the Neocolor 2 on top. And I love, love, love how these pieces turned out. I think other people really care for them, but I really dig all the textures and the colors. And then my little metallic background. And I put the flower on top of that metallic background. It's a fun experiment. And then here's that deer again from my sketchbook. I did it again on here. And then you saw the two big pieces. This was the basis for the two big pieces, but a little bit more stylized. And then these I brought to my craft fair. That's why they're all packaged like this. They're originals that are for sale. And they will be on my shop by the end of next month. With a little watercolor and ink piece, and then my colored pencil, leaf, so vibrant. I love how these turn out. I love colored pencil more than I can express. These are strictly colored pencil pieces on watercolor paper and Bristol paper. Those are the two papers that I used for these. But I'm head over heels in love with colored pencil. Can't even... They take a while though, which is why I did these in small pieces like this. Yeah, my pumpkin. And I brought all these to the craft shows so that I'd have a selection of originals to sell. My little watercolor and ink bunny on a round pad. I mounted it on a piece of 5x7 acid-free cardstock so that you can put it in a 5x7 frame if you wanted to. Was the thought pattern behind doing it this way. Plus it keeps things more uniform. This is another colored pencil piece. And all these little ones I turned into a sticker sheet as well. Yeah, I have my oceans and autumns sticker sheets. So I just put them in Photoshop and I made sticker sheets out of all those colored pencil pieces. And then there's my whales. You'll see these guys all pop up. Some of them were in my sketchbooks, and some of them are actual pieces of art that are in this collection. Oddly enough, this guy. This guy is watercolor and glitter. That glitter pen and purple glittery gel pen on the whales. I don't know why. In the moment it felt cool. I kind of like it. There's that guy. And then some of these are not in date order at all. This is a strictly watercolor piece, which I got coffee on. And then watercolor and Faber-Castell ink for that guy. I think I want to do like I did with these little ones. I'll show you and then set them to the side. I'll zoom out a little bit. Does this side of the desk seem super dark to you? Or is it just me being weird again? I am a little weird from time to time. There we go. And then this was a Art Snacks box, and I've taken to doing this. I put the card on the back and then I know what I did. I got all these weird colors together in the box and ended up creating this little elephant dude, which I think turned out so cute. Look at him. And then this is Crescent Artboard watercolor. I don't really care for how it turned out. The flowers got away from me. I ended up using gouache on top. I tried to recreate my grumpy bird. Didn't quite turn out the way I wanted. This is a YouTube video. He is, I don't know, just an eagle. I did not mean to make it all red, white, and blue, US of A and all that. That was not my thought patterns. I just enjoyed the contrast of the colors behind his head. So yeah, there's him. This was a Art Snacks box. I purchased 3 Art Snacks box. That's what this is. In February for $10 each. And they went on sale. And I got the ones that I didn't get before and did videos. And I like him. He turned out cute. That's that paint pen, that blue paint pen that you saw in this sketchbook video. A watercolor shark with a little bit of like weird iridescent. This is another piece that I tried to recreate. It didn't quite turn out as good as I wanted. I like it, but it's not quite what I was intending. Then we have some landscape studies, some little landscape studies, all in watercolor. Just trying my hand at watercolor. Some successes and some not so successful, but just practice, practice, practice. Playing. Tried that poppy field again. And then this one's colored pencil. He is ink and colored pencil. I think he's cute. And then I don't know, a horse. I don't know about this one. This was TV sketching. These two were TV sketches. I was watching TV when I made these guys. There's colored pencil in the background there. It doesn't look that nice. And then this is a watercolor piece that got away from me, and I tried to fix it with colored pencil on top. This is a YouTube video as well. I'm trying to make an autumn tree. I don't know. It's not terrible. It's not how I envisioned it. This is a fun video. I believe this was a Paletteful Packs box video. I really like it. And this one did really well. I'm going to make a print and stickers out of that one, I think. This is a colored pencil piece, a mermaid. I love how she turned out. She's swimming up at you, say if you're at the boat or something and you're looking over the boat. And you can see her coming up at you. Yeah, I dig it. And the next two are ink. And these are, oh, well, actually, we'll set these aside. Those are Inktober 52 pieces. We'll do this one next. This is all watercolor. Another moon piece because I love to paint the moon. Love to paint the moon. And I have a print that I created and Christmas orange that I created from this one that will be up in the shop with Santa in the moon. I put on the print, I put it in Photoshop and put Santa, and it looked like I painted it in there. It was so cool. And then I made it into an ornament. This was a Paletteful Packs art box video. This is Canson kind of mixed media rough paper. It's made for pastels. And we got white and gray pastels, and they're supposed to be water soluble, which is why they look like this. But I like that. It turned out cool. That oil piece that you guys saw on the wall, this is the one that I also did this in the video. Another moon piece. A little impromptu. I know I can paint a moon painting, so we'll try an oil paint next to that landscape one that you saw up on the wall, and I really like how it turned out. You'll see oil painting come up. This is a failed piece of art that is now a background for a future piece. That's what happens to failed pieces of art. The tape gets taken off because this is really good quality paper. And I will probably do a pastel piece on top of this. So yeah. Yeah. Gotta show you the failures along with the successes, right? Okay, now we can get into the Inktober 52 pieces that I did. These are mostly in order. I can take them out of the folder, I guess. These are mostly in order. I think these are like a couple of the last ones that I did. 14 and 16. Got my Curious Kitty butterflies. This is all ink, nothing else. It's just black ink. I tried really hard to stick with just black ink on white paper because it is very challenging for me to not put color on something. And yeah, that was, yeah, these are not in order at all. That's February. They're weekly prompts that you can get if you sign up for the Inktober 52 prompts. And I did quite a few and then fell off. But yeah, this prompt is break. So like taking a break, coffee and reading. Perfect break for me. This is the first one. I really like how this turned out. And these are all on my playlists for Inktober. This was week 1, Wild. I really love how that turned out. And then Decay was the prompt for this guy. And I love flowers that are decaying anyway. I think they look cool. Well, here's those whales again, but in a different format. And done just in ink on Bristol paper. That was striped was that prompt word. This prompt word was frog. So he's a king. He's the king of the frogs. I gave him a little crown. Yeah, they're fun. It gets me out of my comfort zone. I'm drawing things I wouldn't normally draw. Squash, and you can see I did something else on the back there. This is a squash flower before it turns into like a pumpkin or a squash in the garden. And this is Ant-Man, I think. Yeah, Ant-Man, and the prompt was micro. So I think it's cover art from a comic that I have. And my tiger all done in India ink. It looks all watercolory because I did Dr. P.H. Martin's India ink. I like how it turned out. It's a little messier than I wanted it to be. The prompt was tiger, so yeah. And this one, the prompt was direction. And this is supposed to be a hedge maze with a little boy. I don't know if it reads that way, but that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a little scary too. Ethan, don't go that way. And this is one of those flying fish. They don't really fly. They live on the floor in the ocean, and they have little teensy itsy bitsy legs, and they kind of scuttle, and then when they get up enough speed they open their side fin things and it looks like they're flying. They're really cool to watch too. I got sucked down the flight was the prompt for that one. I got sucked down the YouTube watching them glide around in the water. A nose and lips smelling a flower. Well, lips don't smell flowers, but the nose can. The prompt was lush. This one I don't really care for. These are supposed to be anemones, and then one of those clown loach fish. Camo was the prompt for that one. This one I really like. I dig this one a lot. That's all ink. And I'll put down the ink and then smudge it with my finger or with water and a paintbrush to get that effect, so that I'm not cheating and using pencil. But I really like how it turned out. A little bit of iridescence on there as well to give it a little bit of shine. I dig it. Prompt for that was dino. Ooh, and the prompt for this one was world. I don't know, this whole idea popped in my head and it stuck, so this is what I did. Like I said, out of my comfort zone and not doing things that I normally do. And then this was, you've seen flashes of this one. I love this. I love this piece. I actually made this and this into prints. This is I, was the prompt. So there's a lot of yin and yang going on. This is a YouTube video as well. And then there's eyes that throughout the piece. That's just the thoughts that popped in my head from that prompt. And then this one is worlds. Was it? Oh no, sci-fi. So I didn't want to do something like normally sci-fi, so I did a deer, and his antlers are, I don't know, gateways into other worlds, and then each little world hanging from his antler is of those worlds, and then the background. Yeah, that was the story behind this piece. I like how it turned out. I'm very happy with it. So that's all the Inktober 52 pieces. I did, I think, 16 weeks, 16 or 18 weeks, however many that was. And then it kind of all fell away. And this is the first half of the rest of the year. We'll just put that there. Another colored pencil piece, a deer peeking out from brush. Like I said, I'm really digging the colored pencil. And then I got this round in my sketch box. Like I said, I taped it all together. I got this round palette and did these two little bits. And then I did this one and this one. All on that round palette. I still have a bunch of round ones left. But then I like working on round paper so much because it's a different thought pattern, that I went ahead and cut some from my watercolor paper stash. This is colored pencil over watercolor. This is ink and colored pencil over watercolor. And then these are just watercolor and an ink pen on that one. Yeah, I got some tubes of Holbein gouache in this box. Fun. And then this was an art box as well. I did these two pieces with the supplies that we got in that box. Two very different pieces I wanted to do. I thought, well, if they're going to give me black and white paper. I love how she turned out, and very beautiful. And then I like this one, but it's a little more, especially in comparison, it's a little more eerie. But I dig them. And then this was the April Palettefull Packs box. We got Posca acrylic paint markers, the Yono brand, and canvases. So I did this guy. It's on a little canvas. Not terrible, but not fabulous. I had a couple more round ones that didn't turn out great, but I mean, they are what they are. I tried to do a rainbow and it just was not fresh. It got muddy really fast, and then I changed my mind and was like, never mind, I'm just going to landscape. Just forget it. Oh, here's another card. This one's not one of my favorites, so it got lost in the shuffle, but it's, of course, a jellyfish on that ink, like the first cards I showed you guys a little while ago. Bunny in colored pencil. One of the first pieces I did in colored pencil. And then, I need to put that canvas over there because it's going to make things stack weird. This was the March Art Snacks box. We got a bunch of cool tools in this one. That blue glitter pen was what we got in there. I did this fun butterfly, and she's got little glitter bits on her. Let's see. Light ink drawing in watercolor and a touch of colored pencil over the top. And then a red panda kind of peeking up over the edge of the page. Just because he's all in watercolor. And then I got into neographic art this year. So I have some practice neographic arts that I did in colored pencil and that weird sparkly pen. Then I wanted to try some different ways on black paper. I like both of these. I think they both turned out cool. The vibrancy is nice against all that solid black paper. And I like that sparkle pen. It's everywhere now. It's literally everywhere. And this is a larger neographic piece that I did. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Neographic art is very relaxing. If you just want to doodle shapes on a page and then round all the sharp corners and then play with color, it's an amazing, calming exercise. Another jellyfish study. I like this one. I like the textures on the jelly. This is watercolor and gouache. I love the textures on my watercolor background. That's ultramarine blue mixed with other blues that I have in my palette. And then I was going to do it strictly in watercolor, but it wasn't vibrant enough, so I went over the top with gouache. Also a video. These are almost all of these are videos, you guys. And I have two colorways for this deer. I did 2 practices, one with a white background, one with a darker background, and they feel very different. Plus this nose is a little darker, and this whole piece is a little darker. So there's those guys. And then a little watercolor landscape, which I actually really like. And then I don't usually paint food. I don't know what came over me. Probably Lindsay's fault. Lindsay the Frugal Crafter loves to paint food. She does a really good job. I liked her lemons probably, so I was trying to recreate that. That same feel she had in her lemons. She did a different picture, but yeah, there's that. This is a mermaid piece from, well, we got our May box and we got a whole bunch of watercolors in it. And it was the first week of mermaid, so I decided to do a mermaid. And it's not terrible. I mean, it's different. And the colors that we got in the box were a weird mix, so. Or they mix weird for me. This is, if you haven't watched it, on, there's a black spot right there. Disney is, oh no, I'm not going to remember the name of the show. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I'll put it in a caption right here. But this is one of the gods in the show, the main god, Khonshu. And I really like this character, so I recreated it in ink and watercolor and iridescence. And I love, love, love how this piece turned out. I took, this is a video too. If you're interested, you can dig it up on my channel. But I really love how this one turned out. Super happy with it. And then there's this one. I was trying to paint clouds and sky, and I dropped in some birds, and yeah. I mean, it's good practice. It is what it is. It's not bad, it's just not, it is not what I envisioned. And then landscapes in colored pencil on black paper. So this is supposed to be reflected water boatscape thing. And then this one is unfinished, but it goes this way, and it's supposed to be a moonscape, but I stopped, so that's an unfinished piece that got stuck in the finished pile. And this is, and they're all colored pencil. My Castle Arts colored pencils show up amazing on the black paper. They do a really good job on the black paper, in my opinion. And then there's another watercolor piece. I'm trying really hard to strictly do watercolor pieces without putting in other mediums. It is something I have a hard time with. So yeah, there's another attempt at a water landscape, skyscape situation. These I ruined. I ruined my cloud study. On this side I sprayed fixative, and it completely destroyed the beautiful freshness of the piece. It obliterated the whites and really deeply darkened the blues and made it look super textured. Basically got everything wet and ruined it. So I flipped it over and did it again. And this one is much better. I love to do clouds in chalk pastels. Love, love, love it. And this is a YouTube video with a pack of pastel, or with a selection of pastel colors that I didn't think would go well together, but they oddly do. I enjoy how this piece turned out. very, very happy with it. Like, the sky could be a little less yellow, I guess, but other than that, I like it. Another bird on black paper, plus smudges from that previous piece, but don't mind those. He's cute. Look how angry he is. And this is those Castle Arts colored pencils again on, yeah, my Castle Arts metallic set that I got in May. This is a May video. And I taped this to a white sheet of paper because it's that pastel matte paper, or pastel paper that's got a weird grid on it that I don't like. I mean, you can see, well, I can see the grid marks on it, but I did 4 practices of landscapes in charcoal on the paper. And I put it on here because I sprayed this with fixative, and then I came in and I sprayed it with workable fixative, and then I came in again on top of it. And I like the depth of value that I got on that piece. I think my video might be getting away from me at this point. This was an art box as well. Art Snacks, May. We got the Viviva watercolors. And this is the selection of colors that we got. And this is what I ended up creating with the Viviva watercolors. This bird creature dude. Turned out good. I just, when I got all done, I was like, maybe not the yellow-green background behind the purple bird. It just, I don't know, it's not pulling my attention and fun to look at for me. And I did this bunny a couple of different times because this one got away from me. And then I did this one. And now I don't know which one I like better. Because it's been a while. This one I ended up putting pastel over the top because I really didn't like the watercolor wash on the background. It was way too dark. And yeah, and then I did it all over again and, you know, do over. Ink and watercolor. And this will clip together because it's a box, it's an art box. Got this beautiful artwork from the artist. And this is the July sketch box. We got premium graphite. Is that what they were called? The Kiritaki Gansai Tambi graphite pans. They're super fun to use. I use them pretty regularly, but then I created those pieces in the video. Just 2 little fun, just doodles, straight up doodles. This one was inspired by the artist. And then after the video I did these guys in colored pencil plus a little bit of that paint. I think they turned out cool, right? Different textures, colored pencil with that tinted paint. So I like those. I think they turned out really nice. Fun practice. Mermaid pieces coming up. I did not succeed at mermaid last year at all, but these were, let's set them side by side, I guess. Practice pieces for ideas to get, I wanted to create a coral king, and this was a more dramatic feel. This is what I wanted to do. And then she's just, our Art Snacks, oh, she's part of the Art Snacks ones that I did for a mermaid. She turned out super pretty. But that's what these are. They're like practice pieces for mermaid. I wanted to create several larger pieces, and I did, this was supposed to be by Coral King. Actually don't know where he's in the mix somewhere. We'll run into him. This piece is unfinished. I like it, but it's very, very unfinished, and it was my first idea for that large piece over there. Got crazy carried away on her detailing. She turned out amazing, but her pose is a little more static than I wanted it to be. So I stopped, but this overall idea is what I had for the larger piece. Then I have another strictly little castle-esque mountainscape dock situation. And then, ooh, cute. These guys are cute. They make me feel happy. I give them little happy faces. and then another just watercolor practice. Just straight up trying for that vibrancy that watercolor has. And then this is that hot air balloon that you guys saw, the rainbow hot air balloon, is what this was inspired by. I love to draw hot air balloons. And I got those weird gel pen things that I didn't like when I got, and iridescent paint. I got gel pens and metallic paint on black paper. This is the artist's work. And then I didn't know what to do because I don't very often work on black paper. And so I did a hot air balloon landscape, which is too sparkly. And then this was testing out all the colors on the page. This is a sketchbox unboxing video for August. Ooh, and I love this one. This is one of my more popular videos on the channel from this year. Just a ink drawing with a reflection in the puddle on the street, and then dropping in watercolor and letting it do what it wants. Very impromptu, moody, and I love how it turned out. This is what I want my watercolor pieces to be more. This feel is the goal. And then I apologize for. I tried to paint an ocelot, one of those little creature things, and it didn't turn out quite right, so I stopped. And there he is. This is an Art Snacks box, and we have testing all the colors. We got ink and paint. The sticker was cool, and we got a cool pen. And all the colors, markers. We got markers, that's what we got. And I don't do well with marker. And then this was wetting them and seeing what they would do on the page. And then this is the art that I created with all these colors. From this to this. It's an interesting change, right? I had fun with this. I really like how it turned out. That crazy colored octopus. And I love painting animals, so it worked out for me. Dig it. And then someone requested a horse, and I was at my craft show, and I was like, I guess I could do a horse. Yeah. She's beautiful colors. I love her soft look. I got in there with some pastels in the background. Yeah. Over the watercolor. And then she's all colored pencil. She took forever. I did video this, but I don't think I put it up as a video. Mostly because her proportions are off. Her face is misshaped a little bit. But overall I like it, but you know. And then we have, a butterfly. Because I like painting bugs. Oh, it turned out cool. I love the colors. And then another neurographic art piece that was done after I did the big piece. I did this piece. And it's much more vibrant. The orange background was a choice. I don't hate it, but when I look at it, I'm like, I mean, alright. It's super fun to create. I love doing all the little teensy bubbles and all the little bits of details. It kind of looks like stained glass to me. I love that part a lot, actually. So I'll probably continue to do those. And that's that half. Cute angry owl. Because he can. Because he can. He's just a cute little angry owl in colored pencil. A little bit of graphite. Mostly colored pencil. And then I failed at yet another landscape. This is that art board. And we got Caran d'Ache water soluble crayons in my January Palette Full Packs box, which I love. I love the crayons. This, not so much. But after I practiced with the crayons on my own and I fell in love with them and I bought the big set. This was another Art Snacks box. These are all the things we got. Those gel things. I got Faber-Castell gelatos, which I don't like at all. And some iridescent watercolor and a Derwent water brush. And I ended up creating this flower, which I don't hate. Also on artboard. I really don't care for the artboard, I don't think, because it's super absorbent. I like this guy. I think he turned out cute. A little seal swimming and peeking out. I like him. I think he's adorable. He's like, hey, want to be friends? Another landscape study in watercolor and ink. There's ink. I couldn't not. So there's ink all over the place in this. It was fun to create though. And then I have gouache. Attempt 1. Attempt 2. So 1 got away from me. 2, a little less terrible. Well, there's that. And as you can see, I've done that quite a lot. This is cherry blossoms in watercolor. Yeah. And it looks like a touch of colored pencil and a little bit of gouache on top. Got away from me. My excuse. It got away from me. I don't know what happened. Another landscape piece. I actually like this one. I like the purples. It turned out neat. And this is another art snacks box. Gouache and pencil. Just fun flower design. Gouache is super fun. I'm learning. And then this also I did twice. Attempt 1. Attempt 2. Attempt 1. 2. So yeah. They're pretty close, but this one makes me happy. So don't be afraid to try it if you don't like. Oh, this is another one. This is, yeah, more Holbein gouache. This was the same box. Things got separated in my folder. So there's different ways you can play with the supplies on different papers. Fun. One of my very first colored pencil tree study pieces. And I did it on that paper, and I think you can really see the grid marks on this paper in this piece. I know I can, and it really bothers me. It's like lines going down like that, and then the super close lines going this way. Yeah. This is Castle Arts colored pencils, which I love. Oh. These happened when I was doing Inktober pieces. That's my excuse. I didn't know what I wanted to create, so I created this. And there's no prompt words because they're just me playing with ink. There's no rhyme or reason. And this, you know, some of them are super failures. Super fail. Super fail. I don't even know which way this one goes. And then this one's just basically mud on the page, which I might use for a background for something else. These two can be backgrounds for something else. I can put something on those and set those on over there. A sketch of a bear, because bears make me laugh and I think they're cute and funny. I mean, I don't want to hug one or anything, but yeah. And then we have my cow done in pastel. She's an oil pastel piece. I love her. I think she turned out really cute. She looks soulful, doesn't she? Like, don't you want to take me home? And then from the cow to the cat. And this is pointillism. Pointillism with copper and gold ink on top in a watercolor kind of way. And this is, ooh, a colored watercolor pencil practice piece. Because I finally got the big set of watercolor pencils, so you'll see lots of videos of those this year too. I love them. I think they're amazing. This, excuse me, this was an art box video, but I didn't put anything on it, so I don't know. A little bird practice. Birds again, I mean, geez. And this guy is enveloped because I took him to the craft fair, but he is a colored pencil piece on paper. I would take him out, but I just really don't want to. And he's a video on the channel. I love how this piece turned out. Love it. Colored pencils, amazing. Here's a watercolor practice, kind of an eerie nighttime scene. And then from that to lemons. Lemons, and I used a little bit of those crayons, the Neo Color 2 crayons, and watercolor. And then I got the super granulating paints, and I was playing around with nebulous kind of paintings, space, the final frontier. They're amazing. The Schminky super granulating paints are super amazing. I used them on the background on here. I shouldn't have because it made the piece too busy, but yeah, this is one of my October paintings. Here's a YouTube video too. And then I have a couple failed landscapes on really nice paper, or unfinished. They might just be unfinished. I'm not sure if they're failures or just unfinished. There's this one, and then this one. This one I kind of really like. I just think I need to finish it. Or maybe it is finished and I just need to stop touching it. Maybe you guys can let me know about this yellow and purpley landscape. How you feel about it. How do you feel about it? A windmill, kind of eerie windmill, foggy situation. And another colored pencil piece. Study of a leaf, which I actually like how it turned out. I love these next few pieces. This is oil pastels on paper. And you just can't lose with the vibrancy and the textures. I love the textures you get with oil pastels. And we have a new set of oil pastels that we're going to explore, the Paul Rubens oil pastels. This is also oil pastel and pan pastel mixed together on one page. And I love the texture. He's supposed to look wet and like he's reflecting the things around him. I love how that one turned out too. I don't think I liked him in the moment, but I like him now. Turtle. Turtle. This is done in, the turtle is done in Neo Color 2 crayons. My bear, looking at the sun, just having a chill winter day before hibernation. And then I was practicing with iridescent paints because I have a lot of them. And I was trying to do a sunset. It's kind of effective, right? Right? You guys agree with me? And then another, what do you call these? Manatee. Isn't he cute? He wants to be your friend. I like how this turned out. This is Neo Color 2s as well, and graphite on watercolor paper with a watercolor background. So yeah, super fun. Watercolor landscape piece. I love this. I think it turned out super cool. And then another watercolor piece that got away from me. Supposed to be, well, it's not terrible on the camera. In real life, I'm too close to it maybe. There's lots of textures, which wasn't what I was going for in the moment. And there's supposed to be animals in the background here, but that didn't quite work out. It just looks like blobs. They're very blobular. And there are we're down to our last few, you guys. Our Christmas ones. Where's the other dude? Oh, there he is. I did these on the same day as a watercolor practice. I believe this is a video as well. You can watch me fail spectacularly. So there's those guys. Then this is this whole situation. I salted the background and I got crazy and I thought, well, I could probably save it, and then I put all the gold and silver on there. I was like, I hate this piece. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna put that over there. And then I did this piece, which also has a salt background, as a frosty winter scene. And I just put the salt through here to make the trees look crispity. A little frozen creek going back into the woods. I could have made the sky a little more vibrant and the reflection on the water a little more vibrant, and it probably would read better, but overall I like it. And then we have our winter pieces that we did, our Christmassy ones. I'm going to zoom in because they're all the same size. We have our snowman. This is all done in the Neocolor 2 crayons with water, in a watercolor way. Because someone did remark that I keep using the Neocolor 2 crayons and then I don't use hardly any water on them, which is true. So I decided to go for it, and I really like how this piece turned out. Super happy with them. Excuse me. Also Neocolor 2s on top of watercolor and a little bit of iridescent paint for the sparkly present. But this is my Santa Bunny picture. I think it turned out super cool. And these are all videos on the channel. Another winter sunset painting. Kitty cat looking out the window watching the snow fall. Our Christmas kitty. And my penguins. Also, I also did salt on the background for these guys. I'm so sorry. I'm catching a bad cold. One of those kissing balls. It's supposed to be not holly, mistletoe. This is mistletoe. And I didn't know kissing balls were a thing, but yeah, I dig it. And then our last painting of the year was a winter bird. And I really love how he turned out. I'm very happy with it. It was a super quick painting, very effective. Getting that bokeh background. And that is the body of work for the year. That's it, you guys. We're done. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you will give it a like and a thumbs up and all the business. Subscribe if you've never been here before. We have lots of fun on the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.